That is solid. I love this. This is awesome.
I knew you would. I knew you would.
Good shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, chat.
Hello, fellow renegades. Nikki here. And I have a really special guest again. I always have the best guests. You guys know this. This is Hunter. Hunter is an amazing local musician, artist. Now I know you're expanding into doing some more stuff like a venue at your own home, which is really cool and has a lot going on. So I want to let Hunter tell you a little bit about himself. So tell the people who you are, Hunter, and what you're working on.
My name is Hunter, as she said, my good friend Nikki here, who I love and adore so much, and I'm so happy to be here.
Mutual.
Thank you so much. I just got to say that and get that out of the way because really, I mean, we got the kitty here, the vibes are great, and I always love talking to you.
Yay.
But aside from that, I am just a guy wants to see change, wants to see people love each other, reach out for their communities. And I help facilitate that, the avenue of music and the arts for me, just because of the story of my life, which is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, and you were kind of a child prodigy as far as like singing, especially in the avenue of like being able to really capture that soul through your voice. I know you got to work with a lot of amazing artists growing up as well. Do you want to share anything about your singing journey as well?
Yeah, singing was an escape for me. I grew up in a very traumatic household. Times we didn't always know where we were going to go or where we were going to be at times. And one thing that kept us really together was singing. My mom, she would often clean the house and play Tori Amos, and the whole vibe. But her music taste was so eclectic too that she would play just like these gospel hits and just all this old stuff and just things I'm sure she learned from my great grandma that I also did and things.
I'm super excited to introduce you to Ren today. I know that I've sent you the video and I know you've probably watched it, but we talked about the fact that maybe over time you might have forgotten. So it's kind of new. And everyone who watches the channel knows that pretty much everything I've been doing has been Ren related. So we're just gonna keep introducing my friends to Ren for now and having these conversations. And I think you bring also another unique perspective to it with some of the health things that you've gone through in your life. Ren also has health stuff that he goes through. And towards the end of the video, I'll fill you in on some of that to give you a fresh perspective. But I wanted to introduce you to the music first, and then we can go into the man behind the music.
Perfect.
Yay. Okay.
You set it up so good.
Oh, good.
You set it up so good, dude. It's about to be fire. I know you too, dude.
Yeah, you know me. You know I really like good stuff. Like
Yes.
I wouldn't put this much time and effort into something I don't believe in. And so if I'm passionate about it, I love it. And that's just how I feel about it. So without further ado, we are going to watch Hi Ren. Let's get into it. Okay.
Hi there, Ren, it's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down you know that. Deep down you know I'm always in periphery. Ren, are you pleased to see me? It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect at always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's
I'm
not...
gonna pause it here just to get first thoughts and perspectives.
They did a great job. The mix is nice. Sounds very solid.
Mm-hmm.
I love the classical guitar vibes with the blues little tasties in there. Just some, I can tell he's probably likely got some sort of blues in him, some kind of inspiration there.
Definitely.
But maybe he grew up learning theory, guitar, probably took some lessons, and also has that classical side to him. And I feel like we're seeing both of that side, both those sides collide here. Just my first guess. I can obviously tell he's got quite a story and he's very artistic. Obviously, he's talking about his battle with struggles that may be with mental health, which I'm vibing with right away because well, I can relate to that, and a lot of people in the arts community can relate to that quickly.
Yeah,
So-
a lot of his listeners, fans feel seen because of the way that he's able to convey what he's been through his music, and then they then feel like they can relate to him and see themselves reflected back through the message, which I think is why he's a very loyal, loving, positive fan base. Which, you know, the age of the internet, that's kind of hard to come by. Like, a lot of times people are just like looking to pounce on somebody.
Oh yeah.
But the fan base is really good because I think he's so vulnerable with his story. And which I said, I'll fill you in the story later. But as far as I know, he is completely self-taught and plays multiple instruments. So he taught
That's
himself
amazing.
the guitar, as well as his vocals and all that stuff. Like, he taught himself.
I wonder what his methodology was, because the way he's playing his classical guitar is,
Yeah.
it looks like he's taking lessons.
Yeah.
And I remember when I learned classical guitar, I got these Esteban DVDs, and like that's how I taught
Like
myself.
Gloria Estefan's husband, Esteban, or somebody else?
Esteban, the guitar guy.
Oh, I think I've heard that name, but I don't think I've ever like seen
I
anything. of
got an Esteban guitar off the TV
it. I love it.
and learned it.
I think he learned, from what I understand, and you know, I know the fans in the comments will let me know. I think he learned from watching YouTube videos.
That's incredible. That's says a lot about him.
Yes, he focuses and fixates on music, and so a lot of his skill set really comes through because he like continuously works on it.
I love that.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Hey, where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it.
Man, it's not like that.
Man, it's just like that, I'm inside you, you twat.
No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong.
Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it.
Played on guitar.
Plan B did it.
Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material.
Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath us.
That's right, speak your truth, your fucking god complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren.
Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside.
Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs. That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
Before we get into that, so he's going to give a little monologue, but before the monologue, do you have any thoughts you want to share about that last section?
I notice we still haven't heard a hook, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
The song's very theatrical.
Yeah.
Like we're watching, you know, it is like we're watching Les Mis a little bit or something, you know, it's got that theater aspect and quality to it. It's keeping my attention, which is good because I'm listening and I'm resonating with a lot of what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like there's some really good messages in here.
Yeah, I know for me, one of the most powerful lines is Some people know me as Hope. I'm the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. Like, I don't think I've heard a line like that in music that resonates so deeply.
With iambic pentameter. Can you run it back one more time?
Absolutely.
What you just said there.
Oh yeah, some people know me as Hope. I'm the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope.
I'm the rope?
I'm the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope.
Oh. Ah. So run it back. Third time's a charm. Run it back one more time.
I can have him play it for you.
If you can.
Yeah. I'm always down to go back to
Yes.
a key part.
Because I do remember that, and I just want to think on it for a minute.
Yeah, so this whole section, the more hopeful section, I feel like is very resonant, but that line.
From the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as Hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs. That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climbing to different sides.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, that whole section with like the darker energy, right? It was saying like I am all these, the snake in the grass, I'm all these things. And then him coming in with the voice of hope and saying, you know, I am here. That's how I know I've prospered. I'm still here.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. And I'm going to inspire people through the things that I've created. And to me, that's enough. That's me rising again. You know?
You dirty dog.
Yeah, it's like, it's deep. It's deep. It's deep. You know, the first time I heard this, I literally cried. Like, there's so much in there that I can relate to, and I don't have the same type of struggle that he does, but there's the element of being seen through the struggle and having someone stand up and speak on it. You know, because so much of music, oftentimes it's just kind of like alluded to, or it's, you know,
or if it's not alluded to and it's obvious, those people like to just disappear.
That too.
Strangely.
Yeah. Well, we all say protect Ren at all costs, because not only does he talk about things like this, but he gets into like straight up politics, corruption, oligarchs, and all of that stuff too. Like, he gets into it, which is like, yay, thank you. Speak on it. We need art. We need art to be real.
And if there's enough of us doing what he's doing, they can't kill all of us.
That's the key right there, you know? And through this, he's inspiring so many people to also take action in their lives and make change in their lives. It's like this one song released independently. I think this went number one, or his album went number one after this. But this song, 666 million views.
Good for him. And you said he's just doing this independent.
He's independent, yeah. And
what a boss.
I can give you the backstory now, and then we'll go into the monologue. Trying to think what will piss people. I don't want to piss off the viewers. They might be like, let them see the monologue first. Okay, let's see the monologue first, then I'll tell you the backstory, and then move on from there. See, like, there's the mic and the wires for the guitar and everything.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften,
and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
God said the kingdom of heaven is within you.
That, yeah, there you go, right there.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it powerful?
Yeah.
All right, so the backstory. So he's been singing pretty much his whole life. And in Brighton, in England, he performed in the streets busking, and he got discovered by a rep from Sony, and him and his band was getting signed, the whole
Goody.
thing. And then he started getting very sick and not understanding what was going on, started going to doctors, and they're like, no, you're fine. No, it's nothing. Oh, it's psychosomatic. Oh, you have bipolar. We'll give you medicine for bipolar. Oh, you have ME. I'm not sure what ME is, but they diagnosed him with that, diagnosed him with all these things. And so for 10 years, literally spent most of the time in his bed, in his bedroom, all of his 20s. So from age 19 on, mostly in bed, mostly sick, not able to eat normal food, live a normal life, do the things he loves. And in that time, he kept searching for answers, only to eventually, I think only because of his research, found out that he had Lyme disease. And so he was misdiagnosed the whole time. And so the misdiagnosis and the bacteria from the Lyme disease caused brain damage. And he still has tons of issues with autoimmunity, even though he's had like stem cell transplants and stuff like that. So he's always in pain, always sick, always has flare-ups, always has different issues too. And thought about taking his life a few times and stuff like that. So that's him sharing that journey with the world, basically.
Well, it doesn't get any better than that.
And I always say, like, you can see him taking the worst thing and making a gift for the world through this music. Because even, I'll show you other songs too, like, they're all fucking good. They're all good songs, and they're all songs that could easily be hits, you know what I mean? But
It looks like they are.
they are, exactly. They are without the conventional
Without any kind of label.
stupid system.
Getting all his money.
Exactly.
And I bet he's doing some good with it too.
He is.
Looks like he is.
Yeah, he opened, I think it was like a health clinic in England for like compassionate healthcare to people, not just like, you know, treating you like a number, stuff like that.
That is quite a story. Remember what I was telling you before we walked in here? We were going through the door and I said, oh, we're just going to be watching a...
You're like, I know it's going to go deeper. You're like, I know you, it's going to go deeper than
Yeah.
just music. And yeah.
You're like, oh, we're just going to be watching and listening to some music and just watching a video with it and interpreting it.
That's kind of what I said. Yeah. Which
But
we are. And
again, they should know we're friends. And I kind of expected this, so I just didn't know what the angle was gonna be.
I told him, I was like, because he's like, oh, should I look into it? But I was like, listen, it's better to just go in blind because we're going to talk about what you're experiencing and feeling from the music in the moment.
That is solid. I love this. This is awesome.
I knew you would. I knew you would.
Good shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, chat. I feel like I don't want to mansplain it. Like,
No, I mean, it's not mansplaining. You're coming from your own unique perspective of so many things, like as a musician, as someone who goes through your own stuff, like all the things contribute to your perspective. And I feel like everyone's perspective is valuable when it comes to this type of art. So, and that's one of the reasons why I have people on the channels. I want to hear what you think. Like, I can put myself into an echo chamber and talk to myself all I want. I do that in other videos, but to have somebody bring their perspective, I think is key.
well, I heavily resonate with this young man. What is he? He's 27 or
Well, now he's 35.
35. Young man that's older than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I resonate with this young man. This is my brain's doing the question thing.
Yeah.
Because I wonder now, since I resonated so heavily with him and his story, because I have such, honestly, I think you know this, a similar story to his, that it now makes me wonder how many others have that similar story, and furthermore, why?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Well, I've always gone through health struggles. When I met my father when I was 12, we did a test, a DNA test. So we knew, okay, this guy's the dad. What came with that was a diagnosis of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which caused me, and still causes today, immense pain and immense troubles in my life. Add to that mental health struggles, in and out of inpatient facilities, people telling you that you're crazy, and when you're having good ideas, you're being crazy, and when you're having bad ideas, you're being crazy. So just, it feels like all your ideas are just crazy. You go inward, and especially when COVID came, everybody went inward. I became lost soul. And they like to throw the names for everything, you know. If we want to name stuff, we can say Ehlers-Danlos, we can say bipolar 1, we can say complex PTSD, we can say ADHD, we can say all these things. But I think he's speaking on this too, is you can say all you want and put a name on it and treat it as such, but maybe that as such has been indoctrinated on us. Are you feeling me?
100%. Yeah.
Maybe it's time to take the reins and see how we would like to name it, and see how we would like to go about treating it, even if we make some mistakes along the way. That's human nature. I think that's what we're supposed to do. We got plenty of years to do it. I realized that I'm just a giant superhero.
Yes, you're a superhero with superpowers.
With superpowers. I highly resonated with this man in his story, with his issues with his health, with the way he does music. I can tell his approach. It's incredibly talented. It's multifaceted, multiple avenues of art going on, and I'm sure he's facilitating. That in itself is incredible and powerful. Now, the message behind it in the story, that just adds an extra element of impact. We need to see more of that.
Yes, yes. My channel knows I've said this so many times, and the reason why I was so excited and inspired to create this channel is because for the last few years, I've been like, where are the artists like we had in the 60s who spoke about the things that the people need to hear, the people are going through? Not just, you know, I'm all for fun music, I'm all for all kinds of things. We need it for all different aspects of life, but we also need this desperately. And so to have an artist who's doing this both on this level and politically as well, it's just so needed. Like, it's so needed. So if I can use whatever little platform I have to keep elevating that, I will, because we need it, you know? So I'm glad that I got to do that with you.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So everybody who's watching, please go to the description. I put all of Hunter's information in there. So please follow him and all the things. He's working on some amazing stuff. Please do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, comment, share. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, I put the link in the description. It just helps so that when I do have guests, I can offer them snacks or something. Although Hunter just got water today, but no one's bought me a coffee in a while, guys. No,
We'll get let's get a coffee after this, because I need one.
Yes,
Girl.
So we need coffee. Click the link, buy the coffee, do all the things. And once again, thank you so much for being with us. Until next time, take care of yourselves.